Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of Dungeon Brawl Stone Soup. We're playing a Gargoyle Wanderer of Lugonu, and boy has it been slow going. Hopefully, I don't know, some of it has been like maybe overly cautious play, but I think a lot of it was justifiably cautious play against, like, what's really been slowing us down? Well, we have a bunch of experience in shit that doesn't matter at all. I just noticed axes? No, that's just cross-training from maces. Jeez, okay. But we have stealth, air magic, transmutations. Like, we started with almost no relevant experience. So our character has been weaker than necessary. And we're making it even more so by pouring experience into invocations for a while. In the hopes that soon we'll have Banish online, and that'll pay for itself. But until it does, we're weaker than we would be without a god, sort of. We've gotten a few Banishes off, and those have been great, but it's not a reliable thing yet. So for most fights, we're a lot weaker than we would be without a god, really. Because the experience wasted by Wanderer Start and the experience wasted, in quotes, on invocations. And also we've just had like an unusually high number of like serious high-grade threats. Blork, the Cyclops. What else was crazy that we ran into? Eustachio, but like we ran away from him, it was no problem. Natasha, kind of an issue. We spent a lot of time thinking about how to kill her. Those were the main things, I guess. Dungeon 6, though, with the Cyclops has been especially bad. Because he's a ranged threat who can, like, kill us in 2 hits. So, that's pretty bad. If I can... Arguably, I should go downstairs immediately and just abandon this. Concede Dungeon 6 to the Cyclops. Say, you know what, you can have it. Oh, we have more scrolls, or more potions. Cool. Alright. Yeah, what is this? Potion of Curing. Let's go get that. Okay. Well, there's this area over here, but the payoff for exploring the rest of Dungeon 6 is getting smaller and smaller because there's just not that much of it left. And it's becoming not worth the risk of running into the Cyclops again. So I'm just actually gonna get out of here. We'll come back later when we can deal with Cyclopes, hopefully, and finish exploring in case there's, some amazing artifact on the floor or something like that. And just to pick up the experience. But normally you don't run into Cyclopes until like Dungeon 10. And when you do, they're like, yikes, Cyclopes. Dungeon 6 is just unreal, I think. When I see a Cyclops, it's a reminder that, like, maybe I should go to Lair, huh? But we are not even deep enough to see Lair. So I think it really is an exceptionally dangerous monster to run into so early. As I recall, anyway. What depths you tend to see various monsters at. Dungeon 6 seems pretty out of the ordinary for a Cyclops. 26. All right, Banish. Banish is getting there. At like 7. I feel like at 8 is where I usually stop it. I might stop it a bit early here because I really need to put experience in a lot of other things. Oh my god, the friggin' Spriggan Baker. Banishing... Oh. Well... Boy, the banishment spell power is so nuts. Like, Spriggans have a ton of magic resistance, so I thought it would be quite unlikely to work. But it turns out there's a big boost. And they only move quickly. They don't attack quickly. I think I'm gonna try tabbing for a little while, see how that goes. With all this armor and the monster, yeah, it has a dagger. We should be okay. All right. Yeah, took more damage than I would have liked, perhaps. But anyway, I was thinking that a Spriggan would be more or less immune to banishment, but it turns out the banishment spell power is so high that that's not the case. Even with a low amount of invocation skill, it's high enough to deal with Spriggans. Not reliably, but at least you could try it on Spriggan and hope for it to work without seeming too unreasonable. Book of Debilitation is junk. Okay, new scroll. All right, this is what early dungeon should be like. You shouldn't have to deal with friggin' Cyclopes, man. An ossuary, that's great. I like ossuaries. I like potions and scrolls. Maybe I shouldn't have gone upstairs. These were like the only two monsters in view. Stair dancing, both of them did not really simplify the position, really. Oh, I was going to turn off fighting and armor, turn maces and flails back on. Let invocations get a bit higher. I'm still not sure that's the right choice, but it might be. I don't know. A new amulet. Honestly, a lot of things would be better than Gourmand, so let's try it. Oh, yes. Yes, please. Amulet of Faith. You're too good to me, Dungeon Crawl. I mean, honestly, I don't know. I think I would take no Dungeon 6 Cyclops and no Amulet of Faith over getting both of them. But you know what? If you're trying to make it up to me, you know, this is better than nothing, I guess. So thanks. Have we seen any more messages about where the I don't think so. Yes, it was distant from where we were fighting that worker ant, which was where the heck was that? A little bit southeast of here, maybe? I'm not sure. At any rate, it was close enough to here. Oh, it was up like here, wasn't it? I don't know. So distant, which means it's not super far. Oh, yikes. That's doing quite a bit of damage. Distant from here, okay. I really kind of want to rest. But I more want to get to that ossuary. Okay. Are we up to 7 yet? No. 6.8. So we have only 17% chance to fail and 71% chance to hit him. So that's like better than a coin flip, right? 0.83 times 0.71. Yeah, that's like 56, 57. It's a little better than a coin flip, but not a lot. Actually, it's more like 60%, I think, roughly. Yeah, so that seems pretty good. I just want to make sure that I'm at the edge of line of sight to him, which I guess I am, so that I can step away easily if he decides to hit me with a rock. The other thing is I kind of want to actually be even better. I want to be up here, which means I can, if he chooses to walk closer and then I walk away, I'll be out of sight like for a long time. All right, he missed, so I'll try again. Got him. Got him. And we got our invocations up to 7 as a result. Great. That feels good. I'm glad to have dispatched one Cyclops, if not the one who was actually causing us trouble. Maybe they're related or something. Keeping an eye out for ossuary messages as well. Oh, this looks promising. Is this the triangle one? No, it's just a wall. Not yet. There it is. It's a triangle. Okay. So this should be the ossuary. I'll rest a bit. Yeah. Here? Yep. I'm not sure what these things down here are. We have time, so I'm going to rest and open them up, see if there's anything interesting inside. Inventory is looking fine. Let's go. Okay, a bunch of mummies. Not a big surprise, really. I'd like to fight near these arrow traps, but I don't want to move south and alert any enemies down here. Wand of Paralysis. It's an option. We have Ambrosia. That's pretty cool. That could help if we do get in some trouble. I think I'm going to run like up here. So first of all, are these guys susceptible to paralysis? Yes, they are. I wasn't sure. Mummies, I thought, might have been immune. Three mummies, though. Yeah, that's pretty bad. What am I doing? An arrow hits the mummy. Very good. I think I need to leave. It feels real bad, but I just don't have the tools to deal with three mummies at once. What about banishment, actually? Banish should work pretty well. And I would like to get the goodies from in here, so I think it's worth expending some piety. Got him. Let's try to get this one as well. Got him. Okay. Whew. That's a rough intro to this ossuary. Hopefully we can avoid attracting so many mummies at once for the remainder. An alarm trap. Another alarm trap. Yikes. Okay. Let's just try to rest off this mark. Everything should be awake now, but it looks like they're not allowed to open doors, whatever they are. Oh my god. To the northeast? Oh, I see. Like, okay, so it's not like just you walk south and there's a bunch of closets. There's some further stuff to the... There's like a whole other area up to the northeast. Probably the west as well. I imagine it's symmetrical. So we're just going to play it safe. Every time we step on an alarm trap, go back somewhere safe. Rest it off. Jesus Christ. And we'll just take out all the zombies in these little closets here. Some free experience. And who knows, maybe there'll be loot inside. I'm not sure if that's possible or not. What is that to the south? It looks red. Am I imagining it? It is red. That's spooky. Freaking alarm trap. And a net trap. Oh my god. Ugh, these alarm traps are everywhere. Ossuaries tend to have a lot of traps, but like usually not this many, it seems like to me. And like they're not really doing anything. They're just forcing me to waste time. I feel like this ossuary would be better if the monsters were more able to actually do anything about the mark. As it is, it's sort of just punishing players who like ignore the mark. It doesn't... The Sentinel's mark is not really presenting any actual threat for a player who's playing well. Where I feel like that's not really a good place for a vault to be. For like, the Sentinel's marks exist because they're supposed to be threatening, right? And like at some point, you know, yes, of course, things are more threatening to worse players. So like, sure, it seems okay that Sentinel's mark only threatens a weak player, but like, it should still present some danger to a more careful player. It shouldn't be just totally ignorable, as these all are. And not just ignorable, but irritating. Right? They're just making me waste time. Do a bunch of tedious garbage to avoid being... What? How is this... We heard a distant wail to the northeast. There was nowhere northeast that, like, what? What could have stepped on that alarm trap? It doesn't make sense. I'm very confused. All right, what did we end up finding? Another scroll of blinking is great news. Some miscellaneous scrolls, a couple of these silvery potions. Okay, so let's inscribe this as having come from an ossuary, because like they don't tend to put bad potions in ossuaries, I feel like. I guess there are like sometimes the loot is set as just like any potion. Oh my god, are you for real? Get out of here. This dungeon has been nasty. But like that was Lugonu in action, right? That's the reason you take Lugonu. That and like, you know, similarly the Cyclops that we dealt with in the same way, of course. But it's like a horrible, terrifying threat that like, how are you even going to deal with it? And like, oh, I'll just make it go away. Thanks. Is this lair? That would be the only reason I would be willing to put up with. No, it's not. The only reason I would be willing to excuse the dungeon having created the Komodo dragon would be if it was the entrance to lair. But it looks like it's not. Dagger of Draining. I don't know. So, you know, of course, by using Banishment, we're putting ourselves a teeny tiny bit behind the curve experience-wise, because we get less experience for killing things, for banishing things, than we do for killing them. But compared to running away from them, we do a lot better. And compared to dying, we do even better. Which are sort of the main options for things that you banish. Typically, if there's something that I'm banishing, it's not like I was thinking, I could kill this guy, but instead I'll banish him. No, it's like, gosh, I'm not sure I can kill this guy. Better banish him. All right, Centaur. We want to manipulate line of sight, of course, so he doesn't get a bunch of free shots on us. And I think that just walking to here will do the trick reasonably well. Okay, Dungeon 8 done. It's been going much faster than the previous 2 episodes. Well, I don't know about much faster, but faster anyway. Let's identify this ossuary stuff. Cool. 2 potions of haste is great news, of course. And where is that orc warrior? I don't think I need to banish him, but maybe it wouldn't hurt. And we got Corrupt, which is pretty cool and fun. But I don't know if we want to start corrupting stuff this early. It costs a lot of piety, and it can be quite dangerous. And it's a real experience drain. Oh, geez, Invocations is getting up a little higher than I meant. I'll let it get to 9, I guess. Whole numbers are good. Anyway, it's like Corrupt is a good way to like deal with something strong that you can't banish, or like either because it's a monster with a lot of... This should be lair, right? Yeah. Either because it's a monster with a lot of magic resistance, or because it's a lot of monsters, or, you know, whatever. Whatever reason you can't banish it. You just drop a Corrupt and, like, they murder everything. But you don't get any experience for stuff killed by Corrupted, I believe. And also, you have to avoid being killed by all these abyssal monsters, who are not, like, actively trying to kill you, but they're not really going out of their way to keep you safe. I'm going to just back up and let him finish off this plant. And then we'll just banish him. We could maybe tab him, but I'm not going to. We have, you know, faith, right? So we can be somewhat free with our banishing. I suppose, as I was saying, there's the experience cost, but that's usually overstated, I suppose I would say. Players worry a little bit more than they should about the experience cost of using abilities like summons or... Alright, fine, get out of here. I seem to be unable to hit you, and you're making me hungry, so go away, please. I didn't realize Banish cost that much hunger. Okay. Oh, I guess it wasn't him. It was the ghost kept hitting me while I was banishing him. Okay. The hunger cost on banish is noticeable, but not like immense. Confuse is quite a good spell. And that's about it. Petrify. I mean, we have sort of good apts for it, in that we have a bad transmutation apt, we got some free transmutation experience, and a good earth apt. So like that's a thing we could do. Is this the entrance to Orc? It could be. Is he coming? No, is it deep water? It is, I see. Oh, forget it then. Yeah, that looks like the entrance to Orc. There's a big old castle here full of orcs. Which I am not particularly keen to mess with. Anyway, players overestimate the cost of using... Oh, we're standing where we're going to get double zapped, huh? The cost of the experience that they lose. The reason that those abilities cost you a little bit of experience is like because they're disgustingly strong. So if you want something disgustingly strong, like, yes, you lose a little experience, but it's well worth it because what you get is something disgustingly strong. I think is a hopefully not too controversial a thing to say, but there are definitely players who disagree with me. And who are like, oh no, I can't play a summoner because I don't get any experience. And like, certainly I have played summoners and felt like, gosh, I don't have enough experience. But then it's like, wait a minute, I don't need much experience because summons are disgustingly overpowered. So it sort of works itself out. And likewise for banishment and corrupt and so on. Like, you'd like to have more experience, but there's plenty of experience in the game to win, even if you ignore a lot of it. And you know, if what you get as a trade-off is the ability to just, in a single turn, cause a monster to never threaten you again, that's pretty good. Or cause a large number of monsters to never threaten you again, in the case of corrupt. Dagger of Electrocution is a good weapon. That Orc Priest is... There we go. He was causing problems because he was stuck across that river. Or moat, I guess. But I think we got him. Now there probably should be a fair number of threatening orcs in here, but hopefully we've lured a lot of them out already. Schismatic! Woo! Alright, turn down indications. Yeah, at 9 it's fine, right? Yeah. And I'm actually going to put blink on capital B so I don't accidentally use it, and likewise D on capital D. They don't have a targeting component, so like if I tap the wrong button, they just get used. Oh, a battle axe, huh? That's a little bit problematic. But if it goes wrong, we can banish him. Like, right? I mean, how amazing is that? And we're pretty well armored, so we should have an okay shot at him. Just be dead, thank you. Plate armor as well. 23 and 6 right now, upgrading to 25 and 5. Yeah, it seems better. Drop that chain. And the +2 mace and the dagger. I guess, sure. Lure these guys all back. And eat them up. Orc Warrior, mace and plate. At least it's not a battle axe. Oh, I don't really like that. Why can I not fly yet? I thought I would get like temporary flight at level 7 and then permanent flight at 14. Like Tengu and Black Draconian. No. I don't remember how it works for Black Draconians, but Tengu anyway get temporary flight at level 7 and permanent flight at 14. But apparently it doesn't work that way for gargoyles. Okay. Another warrior. This one has an axe and chainmail. Hand axe though, so it's not like not going to do any damage. Can we... okay, there's a few more than I would have liked to get at once. Obviously, we don't need to fight all these guys because we don't really plan to go to Orc right away. But it's a good source of experience, assuming we can do so in relative safety, and I think that we can. Given that we have Banish available if we need it. Oh well, there goes our Schismatic title. Alas. It might be fun to have an Invocations title, but I don't think it's a good idea. Is this deep water? It is. That's rude. Huh. Well, okay, I mean, see ya. What? No, don't... I don't know why Auto-Explore felt it had to go up there. It had seen the squares they were on, so it shouldn't have tried to explore to them. But I guess it did. I don't know. A trident and plate. Okay. Let's lure him away from that other orc friend of his. Ah! A snake skeleton! Okay, our big pile of AC is helping a lot. It's against threats like ogres and cyclopes that we're in the worst shape, I think, because they do a large amount of damage at once, meaning that our armor doesn't... You know, if you have like 100 armor, getting hit for 1 damage 100 times will like almost always do no damage at all. But getting hit once for 100 damage will do an average of like 50. So you'd prefer to get hit by lots of small things when you have a high amount of armor. And cyclopes are the opposite of that. Okay, so we made it. We finally made it to Lair. And we're going to head in, but I think that now is a good time to end this episode. And leave Lair for next time. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.